Hello guys, welcome to a new video on Tower of God New World, and in this video we're going to go over SR and R characters, which one of them are used and which ones to prioritize when you're enhancing them. First of all, let's talk about this enhancing thing. So basically, let's head over to the list real quick. Let's go down below where these lower units are. If we go to the proficiency tab, we see that we have an enhance grade button. If we just click on it and we have enough scrolls, these scrolls are usually given like during events or stuff like that. I used to get all of them, but now unless I actually need to upgrade a unit, I don't care. I don't want to get them every single time. But yeah. What happens is that basically our characters have 75% of their usual stats. Not usual, but the unblocked stats. I don't even know how to call them. So they start at 75%. When you take them to SR, they get to 80%. And when you get them to SSR, they get to 100% of those stats. So yeah, that's basically the process, and it's only impacting HP, attack, and defense. So yeah, we'll take that into account when we talk about who to enhance first. Now let's go over to the codex and the SR units, and let's start with the first of the list, which is Dedecancho, I think is pronounced, I don't know. And this guy is basically an HATS 0.5. He's kind of a damage dealer slash frontliner, I don't know, but you don't really want to use those kind of units as your main DPS units. And yeah, this guy just has low multipliers and is not even worth to talk about, to be honest. So yeah, let's just ignore him. To me, that guy is irrelevant. I don't think anyone is using him. If you are, let me know, but I doubt it. Next we have Gray, and I think Gray is the unit that need the additional stats the most. So that's why here in the table I put her as high in the enhanced priority, because all she's used for is the fear on her passive, and to trigger that she needs to survive the hit, otherwise she's not going to fear the opponent. If she's dead, she cannot fire the terror orb as written here. So she really needs the additional stats. And then the rest of the kit is just okay. She has some crowd control, some magic resistance shred. Is not bad, but she usually won't survive long after she feared the opponent she was meant to fear. You will use her to fear specific assassins or some kind of units. She always comes in handy every once in a while, so she's definitely a worth investment and a really good unit. Again, don't really invest in the exclusive equipment, just take her to SSR, and yeah, that's all you need to do. Then you can just pop her in somewhere and she will do her job. Then we have Nia, and but this guy was only used in the Everglow tree boss battle, so no need to level him up. It was fine even at SR, because all it was used for was just this increased HP recovery amount effect here. Not really important. If you have additional attack, of course, it was going to have an higher effect, but doesn't really matter, to be honest. And it's just a niche use case that it's really literally not worth it to invest those scrolls on him. Then I think we can move on with all the SR first, and then we can go over to the R characters. So let's look at Blarouge, I think. I have no idea how to pronounce this guy's name, but it's fine. And he's also kind of strange. He has some evasion, he has some crowd control and stuff, but look, the multipliers are so low that this guy is again pretty much worthless. All those units that are relying on that are supposed to be damage dealers, to me are just not worth it in general. They really have low multipliers, and there are SSR units that do their job way better. So yeah, really no reason to use them. Then we have Rob Devil. This guy To be honest, is not too bad. I don't see him used at all, but at the very least, he can decrease the attack of the opponent. He can have additional physical and magic resistance. Is not that much, is a 40%, but if he has the special skill up, is going to provoke, and also like to provoke for double the duration from 4 to 8, and is also going to have an additional 24%, which is a total of 64% if you add the ignition weapon with 40 and 40%, plus the gear with 10 and 30%. This guy can easily go over 100% in both. So overall, not too bad, but I feel like this guy is going to die before he can cast the special skill and this skill. So, not sure if this guy is really worth it, but it could be. So I just say enhanced priority low because I see the possibility of this guy being used, but he also has the problem that purple already has Karaka, and Karaka is way better than this guy, no questions. So yeah, to me, it's just low priority. If you want to try him, it could work, but yeah, nothing more than that. Then we have Tin, I think. And I really don't know, to be honest. Like, he has some sort of pool or something to grab a random enemy towards your team. Not sure if it's really that worth it, because again, it's random, so you need a lot of RNG. But other than that, it has just lifesteal, some CC and damage. Really, I don't know. Not sure this guy is worth the investment just for the passive. And even then, you don't necessarily need to take this guy any higher because you will just use the utility from the passive. So you can just use him at SR if you really want to use him. Then let's move on to the red ones. The first one is Apple. She's really good. She's used on some bosses that have high evasion because she can decrease it with a special skill. So really, really good. I would say the priority to enhancer is just medium because you don't need her, like she's a backline unit. You don't need her to survive that long either. She can just cast a special skill and that's usually more than enough. So I would say not the highest priority, but out of the others, to me she's medium. So you could take her after Gray. Definitely not a bad choice. Then we have Chang So-yeon. This guy, I don't know, just has some evasion stuff going on and decreasing the enemy accuracy, increases his own evasion, some invincibility, and yeah, but the multipliers are so low, I really don't know. He seems like a Shane 0.5 again. So not really sure. He has the plus 30 though, that is really good. Like, always evades attacks while keeping distance is active, which is this skill here that lasts for 10 seconds. That could actually be really good, but I don't know if it's worth taking to plus 30 and leveling him up just for that sort of survivability. I really don't think so. But again, could be a good option. The plus 30 is definitely great. It's almost like the invincibility from VO plus 30. But again, this guy has way lower multipliers than VO, so not really that worth it to me. Then last we have Hacks. This unit is also not too bad. I would say the only thing is that she is a physical tank because she can just increase her physical resistance like crazy. We saw it in the physical and magic resistance cap video. So she's okay against physical teams, but really, to me, she doesn't count as a frontline for the red team. You could take her to SSR, sure, but I never really use her. I ever at SSR, but I never use her. So yeah, to me, just not worth it. Then we have Ho. This guy is used as more or less like some sort of suicide unit. You just put him there. He will sort of die, get a barrier. If that barrier survives for 3 seconds, it's just going to deal damage to the enemies around. And I think there is also something for the Exusi equipment here, just increase and AoE stun. So it deals 1100 of his attack, which is going to be low, and then stun the enemies for 2 seconds. I don't know. To me, not that relevant. I wouldn't even announce him, but yeah, there might be scenarios where it could be used, I guess. Then we have Parachul, I don't know how to pronounce this guy's name, but it's fine. And he's just like focused on his basic attacks a lot, and all his skills are just trash. Really, honestly, I mean, don't use these guys, just terrible. Is cool, the Exusi equipment. The plus 10 is nice. All allies evasion increased by 3%, but again, 3% is really not much. I would say if you have 600, you get what? 18? Am I right? I think so, yeah, 18. So really trashy as well. Yeah. I wouldn't bother at all with this guy. Just ignore him. You'll be fine. Then we have Serena. She's again some sort of assassin, but her multipliers are low. I don't really recommend her in general. Also the Exusi equipment, nothing really great, just crit rate increase. Again, ignore her. DPSs from these kind of, from SR and R are just bad overall. Then we have the green ones. We have Boktul Yu. I heard some people are using him. Not sure why. I mean, I get the special skill is not a bad crowd control. Maybe against, I don't know, maybe against some composition is good, but I really wouldn't waste resources on this guy overall. Just not worth it, to be honest. Yeah. Overall, just bad. If you're using him and you find him really good, cool. But I don't think he's better than Child and Dorsey, the Hard, those other units. I mean, as a DPS, it's really difficult to make it from these rankings, from SR and R. I wouldn't waste resources on them, to be honest. Next, we have a great unit. This guy really is extremely helpful, and especially for his passive. His passive is really huge, 40% green and blue element resistance if the ally recovered HP or energy from Chun Chung, which is not that unlikely because you can heal 3 random allies with the special skill. With this one, it's just going to increase to heal the ally with the lowest HP, and this one is going to give 400 energy to an ally, which is actually a lot. So overall, this guy's kit is awesome, and there are a lot of blue stages that are quite difficult, and also some green ones, but I mainly use him for the blue stages, and he's really, really great. I really like this guy, and yeah, for sure, this guy is the next one I'm taking to SSR. I really, really like him. The Exusi equipment is really great because it can get up to 60% green and blue element resistance. I just unlocked it, so I have 50%. I don't really feel like I want to use additional resources here. I could take it to plus 10, to be honest, but I don't really feel the need. Plus 50 is meeting my needs, and I don't really want to use those resources on him. But you could. He is definitely a great unit. And I use him way more than I use Lozel. So, yeah, just keep in mind this guy. You shouldn't ignore him. Then we have Liron 3. Again, he's used a lot of times against bosses that have high evasion because this guy can increase the accuracy of your team by quite a lot. And yeah, the rest I think is pretty much average. Okay, he's also going to decrease the defense of the enemies. I forgot about this part. Not too bad, but usually in like boss compositions you already have a lot of defense decreases. So yeah, okay, just a nice addition. And here is also buffing the accuracy way more, but I don't think you need it, to be honest. I wouldn't waste resources on his Exusi equipment. But if you really feel like you need a lot more accuracy, I guess you could do it. But again, I don't recommend it. And yeah, this guy can definitely use the additional stats to survive a bit longer. So sure, I would say this guy is a medium priority, same as Chun Chung. For me, those guys after Gray can be upgraded, probably even before Apple, to be honest. But yeah, really great units. Now we can move on to the R units. The first one is Goseng. She's really good, but you don't need to get her to SSR. Here I put low just because it's not that irrelevant, but to be honest, you don't need to because you use her for the passive, which is going to increase the attack speed, or if you increase the exclusive equipment even more, she's going to provide additional crit rate, additional attack speed and crit rate, and at plus 30 is going to provide this buff to all your team, to your whole team. Really, really huge. And I use Goseng a lot, even at floor like 30, 31. I used her a lot because she can help my DPS to just have that initial burst or that initial energy that could also help him just wipe the board or get rid of some annoying units first thing. So I really like that. The rest of the kit is not too bad, but she probably won't survive to cast the swiftness debuff on the enemies. Still, she doesn't have a bad kit, so she could also be used in general as a debuffer. The heal is pretty weak and only on your lowest HP ally, so kind of bad. Then we have Con. This guy is more similar to an HATS 0.5 than the Decancho, but still, this guy is just some sort of HATS. Pretty terrible. Just ignore him. He's useless. Then we have Chopin. I don't know, again, this guy's name, but he's weird. Could be okay against yellow teams, and he can provide some CCs with his fear here and there. I think here, and also this one, yes. And then the exclusive equipment just removes certain conditions. I think, yeah, the plus 30. But really not that useful. Not sure if the stack starts at 0 seconds or not. But if it starts at 0, okay, it's fine. You start with 16% yellow element resistance. Not really too important. But yeah, I don't really think this guy is that useful. He has some CC and he's okay increasing the yellow resistance, but don't know. I wouldn't bother with him, to be honest. And that's all for the yellow team. Good. Then we have Mauchi. This guy is just similar to Parachul. It's just going to use basic attacks and just have some debuffs here and there. He's going to buff accuracy, attack of your allies. Not that important if you ask me, just ignore him. He's another sort of DPS it just doesn't make any sense. Then we have Ryan. And this guy was present in one of the team comps in yesterday's video. And I mean, he has some sort of where is it? Here, the 80% physical resistance for 12 seconds. Not too bad, but it's similar to Data Urek in the effect. And we see what Data Urek is at low dupes, and this guy is not going to be any better, even at full rainbow, and that you will obviously have. But just overall, bad kit. I don't see why you would build him. Yeah, he's going to shred some resistances, but again, the multipliers are just low, so ignore him. Really pretty much useless. Then we have Yongsuk. This unit even got a skin for some reason, but she's not too bad. I think you could use her in certain scenarios, and she has a huge magic resistance shred on the special skill. This is really great. It's a 4-second CC with a 96% magic resistance. The window is a bit short. 4 seconds is not that bad, but if you are lucky and she can just work with units that deal high magic damage, but purple doesn't really have that. Purple just has Joaquin, which is physical, Kisea, again, physical. So I don't really see a place for her in the purple team, but she could be used somewhere for some reason. The rest of the kit is just uh, bad, pretty much. She has an attack buff for 5 seconds, but again, quite short. Yeah, the duration is going to be increased to 6 seconds for the special skill with the exclusive equipment, and also this buff effect here is going to go up to 8 seconds. Yeah, 6 seconds for the 96% magic resistance shred, and 8 seconds for the attack buff. Not that bad. She could be used, but I wouldn't bother, to be honest. Then let's move on to the red ones. Katan, I don't know. This guy has high evasion. It could be used, but really, I don't know. I think it's probably tankier than Hux on average, because he can dodge a lot of attacks, but the ones he doesn't dodge will just kill him. So I'm not sure, to be honest. He has a good special skill. It cannot be targeted, but there are so many AoE attacks that will just melt him. So I don't know, not sure. Just ignore that guy as well. I put enhanced priority low because it could be used, but again, I wouldn't recommend him. Then we have Levin. This guy is a sort of DPS, but I mean, it's just funny how it works. He has some stance and some blind, okay? He has some crowd control, but they are all single target. Obviously, he's a sniper. And then you look at his special skill, and the multiplier is so low that what kind of sniper are you? Really stupid. It gets increased by... No, it was not the special skill, so it was probably the passive. Okay, yeah, it was the passive. That when you're... like, if you do not receive attacks for 4 seconds, you get a 12 seconds buff. That's going to increase your basic attack coefficient by 120%, not bad. And just the attack coefficient of his special move by 200%. So, no, kind of bad, if you ask me. So just ignore him, not worth it. Then we have Pagion. And again, this guy has some good accuracy, some HP recovery decrease, but overall, really nothing that worth it, and he's going to die for sure. So, just ignore him. Then we have Deod, should be this guy here, yes. This is already the blue element, obviously. This guy has some evasion, some resistances, I think, also here. Yeah, this one is not too bad. 32% physical resistance and magic resistance, which is further increased by the exclusive equipment, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, 10% more, which is not bad. But I don't know, just 42%. Plus you get, I think, around 13% or a little bit more from the gear. And then you get the potentially ignition weapon with magic and physical resistance. You could get close, probably even surpass 100%, but it's only for those 10 seconds. And then I'm not sure what he can do during those seconds with this kind of multiplier. So to me, again, this guy is a no, but it might work for someone. Then we have Leo. This guy is really, again, some sort of close range damage dealer with just a bad kit and low multipliers. Again, not worth it, so just ignore him. Next, we have a really great unit. This guy is used and is a tank against red and blue teams. Here I said it's irrelevant in the enhancement priority because this guy basically will take no damage, so you don't really care if he has high stats or not. I would say, okay, take him, level him up. I set low for other units that are a lot more useless than him. But yeah, this guy is really, really tanky. If you look at the passive, is huge. Super Dude's red element resistance and blue element resistance increases by 16% for every red or blue element ally he has. Really huge. With the additional 40% from the ignition weapon plus the gear, this guy can easily go over 100% in both of them. Well, not both of them, but like in against red and blue elements. So this guy is really tanky. So yeah, I would say is not a bad pick if you're lacking a tank for your, like when you're against I would say green teams, because you could run him in a red team, or if you're against blue teams to run him in a, well, you cannot really run him in a green team, so yeah, you kind of have to use him against red the most, because against blue, I don't know, not sure. Yeah, the problem is that when you're against blue, you're running probably most green units, even though they're bad, so you're probably not. If you're running him in a team with Viol, when you're against, like in a Viol team when you're against blue enemies, it could work as a tank just fine. You can have him and 4 red guys. He's going to get the full benefit from the passive, sure. So yeah, could work. To be honest, not a bad pick at all. And I think he's also getting better here. No, the rest is just useless. You don't even need his exclusive equipment. Just the passive alone is huge. So yeah, to me, worth the, well, not even investment, but just using him in a full red team against blue, or against red in a full blue team. The problem of using him in a full blue team is that you already have a lot of close range units. You have Koran, which is really tanky. You have Datamashini, which is invincible. You have Blank that can recover HP for Koran even. You have Urek that with the right build and with the right investment is tanky. Otherwise is squishy as hell, but okay. You have already Kurdan, which can pretty much do the same thing this guy can, but he also provides AoE damage and AoE silencing. So yeah, there are a lot of better options in the blue element. But yeah, you could use him as a tech unit in a red team, since red is lacking a frontline. That's what I would use him for. But yeah, he's not a bad unit. You should not sleep on this guy. And yeah, he was the last one for the blue element. Let's go over the green ones. We have Kiki, I think. This guy, again, is a sort of DPS, some defense shred, but nothing really noteworthy. The exclusive equipment is just bad overall. Just ignore him. He's useless. He's another one of those DPSs with low multipliers. It's fine. And then we have Yoon Seung, and he also has some sort of resistances, but it's really situational. It could be used like in blue teams because you have a lot of close range units. Wouldn't be too bad, but it's only physical resistance. So again, quite average. And the rest of the kit is just lacking pretty much. The special skill is not bad, 48% physical and magic. Quite good. But again, not really that helpful, I think. And the last one is Noma. I saw some guys using him, so I put the used here. Maybe you could even go like not irrelevant in the announcement priority. You could actually announce this guy because he has crazy high evasion. He can reach extremely high numbers and dodge a lot of hits. The problem is when a hit actually hits you, because having higher evasion than the opponent, even by a lot, doesn't mean you're never going to get hit. And when you are, this guy is going to die. So that's the thing that's really not that good to me, and I would just avoid him in general. So yeah, not much else to say, guys. If you want to try him, it could be worth it. I don't know if I would invest the scrolls on him first, I would say the first unit is for sure Gray. Then you can move on to Liron 3, Chun Chung, and Apple, and then just upgrade the others if you need to, and if you plan on using those units. Like Gosang, even if she's a lower priority, she will be used more than most of the other guys. Super Dude could be used, just try him out, and if you think he's good, then definitely level him up as well. Not really needed again, but still quite good. And yeah, that was pretty much all, guys, for this video. I probably talked too much about it. The topic maybe didn't need this much attention, I would say. I could have just mentioned the core key units and that would be it. But nonetheless, I still prefer to just provide more insight on every single unit. And yeah, I hope it was helpful. I will add this table to my spreadsheet by the time this video comes out. I will probably make some minor changes, but yeah. That being said, guys, again, if you like the videos, please drop a like and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!